The study cycle. The study cycle is a study system with built-in preparation and review components. The system allows for constant review, which eliminates the need for cramming, as well as improves outcomes during assessments. Students who utilize the study cycle are likely to access higher order levels of thinking and more easily navigate advanced content. Learning outcomes. There are several learning outcomes for this presentation, including recognizing Bloom's taxonomy, understanding and implementing the study cycle into your own academic schedule, as well as understanding and implementing focused study sessions. Study habit reflection. Take a minute to consider how you study. How and when do you study? How do you prepare for class? Do you review your notes? Pause the video at this point if you need to. There are two crucial attitudes that lead to improved study habits. The first is growth mindset. Growth mindset is based on the belief that your basic qualities are things you can cultivate through effort. Cultivated effort leads to improved outcomes and understanding of the time and values necessary to alter outcomes. Defining self-efficacy. The second attitude is self-efficacy. Self-efficacy is defined as realizing that learning is under your control when effective strategies that make a difference in academic performance are selected. A student with self-efficacious beliefs would implement habits and strategies that lead to academic success. Basics of metacognition. Utilizing the study cycle requires one to engage in metacognition. Metacognition requires individuals to think about learning. The study cycle is an active process that requires active thinking from the learner. The video will explain more about metacognition.
Metacognition. Another big fancy word that I don't know anything about. Well, it's actually not that difficult. See, metacognition is just thinking about thinking. So you're thinking about what you're thinking about while you're thinking. Okay, so that's why thinking. What if we just narrowed it down to thinking about something that needs to get done, and then thinking about, well, what is the best way for me to get there, especially for doing stuff in school. A strategy in class could be asking yourself questions like, how am I doing? Does this make sense? Can I teach it? And change things if you're off track. Another way to think about it is, are you doing things differently depending on the task or subject? Or are you trying to do the exact same thing over and over, hoping you'll get the right results, getting really frustrated, and wonder why your marks aren't as good as you want them to be? So, part of metacognition is understanding how your brain works and taking more control of your learning. Knowing exactly what works and what is hard for you can become your strategies that you can use when you're faced with a challenge. Then you'll know exactly how, when, and why you're doing what you're doing. So ask yourself, do you like listening, or looking at things to learn, or writing things down, or typing them up, or working during the day, or at nighttime? Or maybe you work better in a certain environment. Whatever you find works, use it. So before you even start, you could ask yourself, why am I doing this? What do I already know that will help me do this? What do I want it to look like once I'm done? What should I do first? And how much time do I even have to do all this? While you're doing it, you could ask, how am I doing? Am I on the right track? How should I keep going? Am I even getting close to my goal? Am I spending the right amount of time? What do I need to do if I don't get it? When you're done, you can ask yourself, how well did I do? Did I do better or worse than I thought? What kind of things could I have done differently? And do I need to go back and fill in any blanks? So, what strategies will work for you? Think it through. And soon, you'll be well on your way to improving your learning. Oh, and you don't have to do all this alone either.
Bloom's taxonomy and metacognition. Bloom's taxonomy outlines the 6 cognitive processes one engages in academic pursuits: remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. Remember is verbatim memorization of information. An example would be memorization of concepts and definitions. Understand is repeating memorized information in your own words. A student answering short answer or essay questions may use this cognitive process. Apply is described as the ability to use information to solve problems. For example, math problems generally require students to understand and apply concepts to solve problems. Analyze is the ability to identify components of concepts. For instance, a student who analyzes a concept would understand each of the cognitive processes in Bloom's taxonomy and how each comes together to make a whole concept. Evaluation is the ability to make decisions and supporting views. A student who can evaluate information would be able to engage in a debate and support his or her topic with evidence. Lastly, creation is the ability to combine information to form a unique product. One who creates can research unique topics. A major difference between high school and college is the types of cognitive processes students are required to perform. In high school, students perform lower levels of Bloom's taxonomy, remembering and understanding. In college, students are expected to apply, analyze, understand, evaluate, and create. For these reasons, cramming is not effective to reach higher order levels of thinking. Cognitive processes in Bloom's taxonomy. The cognitive processes in Bloom's taxonomy involve 4 types of knowledge: factual, conceptual, procedural, and metacognition. Factual knowledge involves the details and elements of terminology. Conceptual knowledge is an understanding of classifications, categories, theories, and models. Procedural knowledge is subject-specific and determines the criteria for use of the procedures. Metacognition is the most sophisticated of the types of knowledge. Metacognition is knowledge about cognitive processes and one's own abilities and actions, as well as how both influence outcomes. Metacognition is important to utilizing the study cycle. The study cycle. There are many benefits to understanding the learning cycle: eliminating the need for cramming, shorter, more frequent study sessions, a built-in time management plan, improving attention and comprehension, enhanced note-taking skills, as well as improved retention of information. Students who engage the study cycle practice behaviors that lead to being self-regulated, lifelong learners. The next few slides describe the 5 steps of the study cycle. Step 1. The first step is preview. Before class, read new material, summarize chapters and objectives, notate the big ideas, and develop questions for the lecturer regarding the reviewed information. The second step is attend. Attend class and take meaningful notes. Get your questions answered. Be sure to limit distractions from electronics and peers. Step 3. Next, review. No more than 24 hours after class, review your notes and fill the gaps in your notes. Develop questions about concepts that you still do not understand. Step 4. Then study. Create a weekly study schedule and schedule several focused study sessions per week for each class. There's more information later in the presentation regarding focused study sessions. Step 5. The last step is check. Check your understanding of the concepts and assess your learning strategies. Ask, are my study methods effective? Also ask, can I teach this material to someone else? Remember Bloom's taxonomy. Teaching materials to others requires one to engage in higher order cognitive processes and improves outcomes when assessed. Focused study sessions. Focused study sessions are designed to work with the way your brain learns best, in short, focused increments. Schedule several focused study sessions per class each week. There are 5 steps to focus study sessions. Step 1, plan. First, plan. Decide in the first minute or 2 of the session what you would like to accomplish during the session and get started. Step 2, study. Secondly, study. Organize, concept map, summarize, process, and reread your materials. Studying should take 30 to 50 minutes. Concept mapping is a way to arrange and manipulate material in a visual manner to assist your organization, comprehension, and retention of material. It can be used to brainstorm ideas and to organize concepts that you are trying to understand. Some students take notes in the form of concept maps, while others use it to preview a chapter before reading. Try using it in many ways and for different purposes. Step 3, break. Thirdly, take a break. Get a snack, return a few text messages, or take a walk. Be sure to limit your break to 5 to 10 minutes. Step 4, recap. Next, recap. Go back over and summarize what you studied for 5 minutes. Conclude your work. Step 5, choose. Then choose if you should continue studying, take a break, or change task. Study habits review. Reconsider your study habits and the questions you answered at the beginning of the presentation. Now consider the study cycle. What changes should you make to your study habits to make them more effective? What resources are available to you to improve your study habits? There are resources that can help you with the study cycle. Transformative Learning is always here to help. The study is home to a free drop-in tutoring center for more than 40 UK core classes. Presentation U is a free drop-in tutoring center for multimodal communication projects. Also, Academic Coaching is a free appointment-based program that coaches individuals on effective strategies and practices to improve student outcomes.